What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto. Today we are going to talk about Bitcoin Cash, BCH, BTC. We're gonna compare the two, quite literally. Actually, I've got the BCH BTC pair pulled up here. BCH BTC. I am going to use the Coinbase chart because I think this has the most historic data for these two. And I just want to point out, first of all, we've got low, lower low, kind of a double bottom. Looks like we're forming higher lows, and we might. In my opinion, this doesn't look too bad. It looks like it wants to, as we zoom out here, it kind of looks like it wants to change direction. Like we had, this negative slope kind of like looming over, big dump, and now it looks like it's flipping over to the upside. This even kind of looks like an extended like shoulder here. You've got a, like your left shoulder here, your head, and your right shoulder. It does look like a head and shoulders pattern, honestly. Very common bottoming pattern. And again, talking about Bitcoin Cash, it's BCH to BTC. This is not saying Bitcoin Cash is going to rally against the dollar, right? BCH versus USD, right? The price of it right now, the price of Bitcoin Cash is $110. This chart is completely different. This chart looks bearish, actually. It looks very bad. So really what this is telling me is Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin, well, this doesn't tell me that Bitcoin's going to lose value, but if they were to lose value, if both of them were to lose value against the dollar, this chart is telling me that Bitcoin Cash is not going to lose as much value against the dollar, and that's something that I've been saying recently. I don't know if Bitcoin dominance. Let's do BTC.D. I don't know. Dominance looks like it wants to go up higher. Honestly, looks like it wants to go up higher. Where we've got, on like Bitcoin's regular chart, it looks sideways like this, but you're getting lower lows, right? You're getting like higher lows. You're holding this kind of mid area in the range. Like this looks like it wants to go higher. And in my opinion, Bitcoin looks bearish right now. So if Bitcoin looks bearish, but the dominance looks bullish, that means that Bitcoin's going to dump and everything else is going to dump harder. Everything except some coins. And one of those coins, I think, is going to be Bitcoin Cash. I really do. On the daily time frame here, you've got bullish divergence forming on this nice-looking head and shoulders pattern, to be completely fair. I actually didn't notice that. On the weekly, it's not as obvious. This could be some kind of bottoming area down here, too. If you measure, right, this is BCH versus BTC. If you measure from this low to this most recent high here, or maybe it's supposed to be this low to this high. I don't know. This low to this high here, we're rejecting the 1272. Maybe we come down a little bit lower back to the 1618 or something, but this is close enough to this 618 where it could have gotten, looking at a bounce right above the 618 is almost more bullish in my opinion than actually bouncing off the 618. If this is a bounce, if it goes higher, getting above the 1272 would be very critical here for the BCH BTC pair. And truthfully, if I remember, yeah, it's this one. If you measure the bottom to high of this is a big move. Like this is definitely, if you look at it, it's like the biggest move other than this stuff back here. This is like one of the biggest moves that has happened in this chart's history. And we bounced right off the 618 or the 1618. We literally bounced right off it. We showed respect on the 1414, respect on the 50 here, the 0.069, we didn't really respect the 618, which is okay. Makes sense why we're seeing extensions. This could be a really significant area to bounce. Very significant move, in my opinion, a very significant fib to be respected, respecting a very significant level, especially for a bottom. This would be a really good area to see. And then on the weekly time frame too, we do have this, I guess it's not bullish divergence, but this, being oversold like this, to be fair, the last time we were anywhere this low in the oversold zone was over here. And we had a pretty tremendous move afterwards, whenever we came back out. We were up here. I'll take away the fib so we can look at it. Whenever we were out of the oversold zone, that was over here. We did go a little bit lower, but just a little bit lower, in comparison from low to absolute low of this little cycle. That was a 17% drop, which isn't nothing, but in comparison to the whole big drop, it's very small. I really wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin Cash sees some kind of dramatic move like this, or maybe it doesn't happen as quickly as this, this had more severe weekly bullish divergence. This doesn't have any at all. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like a slow kind of grind up for Bitcoin Cash, with some turbulence along the way. Of course, it's not just going to be a straight line, but if it is a straight line, it's going to be a quick straight line like that. But I don't think that Bitcoin Cash is going to turn up too dramatically. I think maybe it turns more sideways. If it goes up in the short term, I wouldn't be surprised versus Bitcoin. But going up versus Bitcoin, again, doesn't mean it's going up in dollars. It just means that it's going to lose less dollars than Bitcoin. And I do expect that. To be fair, Bitcoin, we can look at it right now, right? Let's look at it right now. Bitcoin just hit new lows in its chart on the US dollar, right? Bitcoin Cash did not hit new lows here. And when I say new lows, I mean new lows since March, right? Or new lows like since we're, if I look real quick, BTC USD, go to Coinbase, we just hit new lows yesterday that we haven't been in since March, right? Lower lows in prices, but Bitcoin Cash Bitcoin Cash versus BTC, I guess since March has gone down, but we're not. What I'm trying to say is we haven't found new lows. Yesterday we found new lows, so I guess since May this chart's been going up, while since May Bitcoin has definitely been going down. We've been seeing lower highs and lower lows. Here's May here. We've been going down. So Bitcoin Cash is showing a little bit of strength while Bitcoin's moving down. I think that's a good sign. I really do think that's a good sign. In fact, normally, whenever you're looking in a bear market for coins that are going to do well in the next bull market, one of the telltale signs is that it has a stronger move against Bitcoin. That its value against Bitcoin goes up while whatever's happening, while it's going down or up. But that's what happened with Chainlink. Chainlink was doing really good while everything was doing bad, and that by the time the bull market started, everyone thought Chainlink was done. But no, this was an indication that this thing's the real deal. It's if things are doing good, and at the very least, if they're doing better than Bitcoin when things are bad, then that's something to be excited for. So I really think this is exciting stuff for Bitcoin Cash. Looking at BCH USD, I like to use the Coinbase chart. It has the most data. Coinbase has a lot of volume themselves. No, they don't have the most volume out of any exchange, but they are one of the I think they are the biggest exchange in America for crypto as far as crypto volume goes. Robinhood's a bigger exchange than they are, but they're not strictly crypto, and I don't think they see as much volume in crypto as Coinbase does. Binance definitely sees the most volume, but relatively speaking, I think we're going to get fine readings on volumes for this. But for BCH, on the Coinbase chart, on the USD chart, I would say I'm bearish. I had a very bullish look at the BCH BTC pair. I do still. I think it might have found its low there. It really might have found its low. It might not lose value, at least from a lower low perspective, versus Bitcoin for quite some time, if not ever again. Like I really think that might be the low for BCH versus BTC. But for BCH versus the US dollar, no. It wants to go lower. I am expecting a 52% drop for Bitcoin from top to bottom. The top here that happened in, I guess this was February, so that wouldn't be the same top for Bitcoin, but let's just say I think it's like 40-something% from where we are now. I wouldn't expect Bitcoin Cash to drop like 47%. I mean, it could drop that much, but and I do expect Bitcoin to drop more, but the main point I'm trying to say is I expect Bitcoin Cash to drop less than Bitcoin. So I think taking a fib from here, from bottom to top, the 1618 being at 61, it wouldn't surprise me if we bottomed there. The 1272 at 74, somewhere in this range. We could go to the 1886, though, showing respect on the 618 to me, like this, if it wasn't for the fact that we were in this overall like bearish trend, I might actually think that we might just see the 786 and the 886, but I do think that we're going to go lower. We're not showing signs of strength in the RSI. We're definitely in a prevailing downtrend. This is just a sideways bit of consolidation. That's all it was. Just bored people out of the markets. There's no interest in Bitcoin Cash. Roger Ver and the boys are the only ones that were buying it down here. I'm definitely planning on getting in Bitcoin Cash. I think it's got a tremendous future for price exploration. It might be one of the best performing coins. It genuinely, I'm not someone who's in the Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin Cash versus Bitcoin camp, but I mean this from a completely unbiased standpoint. I think Bitcoin Cash might be one of the best performing coins of the next bull run. I really do. I think it has a chance. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. You know, let's go to freaking CoinGecko here. Bitcoin Cash. It's the exact same as Bitcoin. It's the exact. It's better actually. It's better than Bitcoin. The only thing that it might not have is it might not be as decentralized. But Bitcoin might be more centralized too. I don't know. The U.S. government owns most Bitcoin than any other place in the world. You know, they don't own the most Bitcoin Cash. That's probably Roger Ver. But let's see. So circulating total supply, max supply, 21 million. It's the same as Bitcoin, man. It's just faster. It's a better Bitcoin. You know, it's ranked 29 right now since its inception. It has always maintained itself. It's actually, I think this is like the lowest it's been in a while. But it's always maintained itself at least in the top 30 or top 50. Which since a coin's inception, doing that in my opinion proves validity. It's never been hacked. There's never been, you know, stuff like that. Like people can hack it off of exchanges, but the exchange has been hacked, right? It's not like whenever you share your thoughts on Facebook and someone hacks your Facebook, oh no, they hacked your thoughts. No, they're not hacking your thoughts, they hacked your Facebook, right? So when they hack your Bitcoin Cash, they're not hacking Bitcoin Cash. They're not just pressing a button and uploading it magically. Most cryptos have been hacked from exchanges, but Bitcoin Cash itself as a network has never gone down. It's never crashed. It's never had problems. And it is better. It's faster. It's less costly than Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin will always be the predominant prevailing force in crypto. But you know, like coins like Bitcoin Cash, coins like Dogecoin, coins like Cardano even. I don't talk a lot about Cardano. I don't actually personally like Cardano. I think it'll do well. I think it's a fine coin, but I don't want to invest in it personally. I think its major pump days are over. But I could be wrong. You know, I don't like Solana. I really don't like Solana. I think Solana is gonna go away. It's gonna be an irrelevant topic in this next coming bull market. Maybe not, but it's gone. There's a lot of problems with Solana, but some people really like it. I know some people that know more than I do really like it, so what do I really know? But you know, a lot of these coins, a lot of these are new coins. Chainlink though, back to what I was saying, Chainlink, Tron even, Polygon, Ethereum, Bitcoin, of course, BNB, XRP, Dogecoin, Cardano. These are all coins, Litecoin. You know, these are all coins that have been in the top 50, the top 100, basically their whole lives, their whole existence, like literally, and if not the top 20 or higher. Chainlink, you know, that's one of them too. I think I said that already. Stellar Lumens, Bitcoin Cash, you know, these are coins. I think that we're gonna see an OG rally in this next bull market. I think that's what's gonna, and maybe not all of them, but a lot of the OGs that are, because this is what's going on. I think we've seen the miracle pumps. From all these little like wonder projects that everybody puts their hopes and dreams into because they promise. They have a lot of good promises that they promise, but they're just promises. It's not reality. I can promise you a brick or I can sell you a brick. You know, what's actually more valuable? And that's what these guys are selling you, promises. And if they come through with these promises, it might be one beautiful gold bar. You know, it might be a beautiful brick. But if they can't come through with the promises, because nobody knows the future, even people with the best intentions, with good products, they can't guarantee that their product is going to catch value. And I can tell you right now, I mean, how many of you have heard of credits? How many of you have heard of like credits? It's the altcoin credits, CS credits. Here, we're going to look it up right now. Credits, CS, number 2055. Man, I remember this when it was in the top 200, top 100 even, I think. I don't want to start tracking my coin. This coin, to this day, so they're partnered with IBM. They had some of the most, everyone gets crazy about partnerships, man. Credits had some of the most partnerships for any coin, any altcoin. To this day, it probably still has some of the most partnerships. And they were doing, they're doing good work. They were a pretty legitimate team. I haven't kept up with them now. I don't know if any scandalous stuff has happened, but, to my knowledge, they have the fastest transactions to date for anything. The fastest, cheapest, they did like 1 million transactions a second over that, and they have it posted and proven. That's this coin, okay? Everyone's like all excited about transactions per second. They're like, oh, these guys can do 1,000. This one can do, 100,000. Their goal is 1 million. They promised to hit 1 million one day or 100,000 one day. That's their promise. These guys already did it. They literally already did it. Nobody's heard of them. They have a total supply of this, They don't have a max supply. Their circulating supply is pretty close to their total supply. I haven't looked at them in a while, and a lot can happen. I'm not promoting credits. Stay away. Stay away. I'm trying to use this as an example of a company that you know, to my knowledge, from what, you know, whenever I was keeping up with them, they were doing things right, and they did everything right, and they even hit their goals, and still nobody cared. Nobody cared. And that's the thing, you know. I think we're at that point where we're, you know, that dazzle razzle stuff, all those promises that happened, you know, we're seeing like these, where is it, like Solana, right? Like Polkadot, even like Shiba Inu. Like, it's got a lot of promises that Dogecoin doesn't have. You know, it's got a lot of promising things that Dogecoin doesn't have. But are they all going to be used? Is it actually going to be something that's used? Is that value going to be $7.9 billion, $4.8 billion? Like, is it going to actually have that value, or is it going to lose its popularity to the next big flashy thing? You know, it doesn't actually matter if they do anything productive. It's not about that. I just proved that. With credits, it's not about that. It's about popularity. It really is. And the people who are in Shiba Inu, they're not like true to the cause. They're just in it for the pump. I bet the same people that were in Shiba Inu, they ditched their Shiba, they went for Pepe, and they're gonna look for the next one. You know, it's the same. It's just the same thing. Where Dogecoin actually does have a following. Like, there's there are big following. There's a community in Shiba too. I'm not disregarding that, but I'm just saying most of the people that got into Shiba, most of them got in because they think it's the next Dogecoin. So they're just that next coin chaser. You know, they're always going to chase that next coin. And they might come back to Shiba, they might come back to Dogecoin when they see them pump, you know, whatever. But what I'm trying to get to, what I'm getting off track here, and I'm trying to say, is that I think this next market, this next bull cycle, we're going to see the OG coins, the ones that are proven safe, the ones that, because what we're going to see now, in my opinion, is a meltdown of all these altcoins. All of them, man. They're going to lose their shit. And a lot of them, this top 100, like, take a look, go through it. This top 100, I would bet I would bet a lot that 80% of these coins are not going to be in the top 100 in the next bull cycle. If not 80%, then maybe like 70%. But still, that's a big deal. They're not going to be in the top 100 by the time we're at this phase in the next bear cycle, let alone at the top of the bull market. You know, there will be some that take their place, but the ones that will be here, they're going to do really well. I really think they're going to do well. And I think people are catching on to that. They're catching on to, like, a lot of these altcoins, they're just one market pumps. They're one cycle pumps. And if you're new to crypto, you might not be aware of that, but you'll see what I mean. You know, there's going to be new coins every single market that are exciting. They're going to get ridiculous, massive pumps because they're low market caps. But I think the true value is going to hold, you know, it's going to hold a light to itself, and it's going to draw attention to investors. And I think coins like Dogecoin, like Cardano, BNB, Chainlink, Litecoin, I don't know, Shiba might do good, I don't know, Monero, Stellar Lumens, BitcoinCash, maybe even Filecoin, because it's been, you know, I don't know, VeChain, you know, not ApeCoin, EOS, maybe, I don't know. Coins that have proven themselves and have, like, stood the test of time and don't have the problematic servers. I think those are going to be the coins. Everyone's wondering what the next big pump is going to be. That's, at least in my head, that's what I expect it to be. And that's not what we were originally talking about, but that's where it went. And what I'm trying to say beyond all of that is I think BitcoinCash is going to be one of these coins. I think it's going to be one of these coins that has a magnificent rally. It's going to have, like, Dogecoin, like, rallies here. Got on a big tangent there, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. So if BitcoinCash does find a bottom, and let's say it was around 61, because that's around the 618 that I had drawn. If it's around there, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if it broke through this top here. And that right there is a 2,600% pump. I really wouldn't be surprised also if it broke this one here. That's a 6,700 pump. I'm expecting BitcoinCash to reach prices that are above this high in its next bull cycle. I think it's going to be that phenomenal. And it might happen, you know, it might happen something like this. You know, it might happen on the likes of, like, it takes its time, but instead of crashing and shitting the bed, you know, I guess this was like May. You know, maybe we have, like, a small correction and then have a nice blow up to the top. And maybe that's where we top. Maybe we top, like, literally right there at $6,000. I don't know. but I wouldn't be surprised if we broke this all-time high in the next bull cycle. I really wouldn't be surprised. I think Bitcoin Cash has a lot of value. It's been overlooked, and there's a lot of coins that have had a lot of value that are overlooked, that are still popular, that still are working actively. And I think this next bull cycle is going to shine a light to those coins. And I just happen to think Bitcoin Cash is one of them. That's all I'm saying. From top to bottom here, top to bottom, if we were to bottom at that 618, which was around $61, the 1618, you know, we'd have a like slightly lower low over here. Maybe we even bottom at the lows. Maybe we have like, I bet we go slightly below it. But you know, this is right here, the 236. I don't know. Maybe we go like literally right there. I don't know. I kind of like that as a fib. Let's see. Let's play around with this actually. Maybe a little bit lower, yeah. I could see it. Maybe the 1618 was right down here at the 61. When I'm talking about the 1618, I know it was a while ago. I might have lost you, but from bottom to high here, the 1618 right there is at 61.12. So that's why I have this bigger fib drawn to 61.92. But it's close enough, you know. This is before the anchor is drawn. This is just predictive, but it does seem to show some respect to the fib levels beforehand, which I like seeing that. I don't think there's any like real science to that, but maybe I should keep track of that stuff to like verify what I'm talking about. I don't know. Anyways, if we see this fib, if a bottom around this price, give or take a couple dollars, plays out, if a bottom around this price plays out, then I mean the major area of resistance is going to be this $473 level, and you can see it back here. It's even resistance over here, support here, you know. Resistance here. This is going to be, and you know, that's like the top of the gap too, is right where, that's where this gap started, this big gap. So this is going to be a key area. And I think once Bitcoin Cash breaks out of this, I don't expect us to go there now. I do expect us to go lower. Look at where I have the line drawn, right? I do expect us to go lower. But once Bitcoin Cash goes lower, finds a bottom, bounces, comes back up, once it interacts with this line, how it interacts is going to be very telling of what it does next. And I do expect this high to be broken. I would expect this high to be broken, personally, in the next cycle. I'm expecting that. I'm pretty sure this one's going to break, but I'm not going to guarantee it. But, you know, to be fair, the 1272 is right there at this high. And it wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't surprise me if we went all the way up to the 1618. That's at $12,000. And I know how crazy that sounds, being that it's worth $110 right now. But this is Bitcoin, guys. Bitcoin Cash, it's literally like the same. It's not the exact same as Bitcoin, but it's basically better in every way that it's not the same. It's better, and it's overlooked, and it's not going away. And there are billionaires involved with this coin, man, and they're putting their money into it because they want to drive a future for it. You know, if BTC is going to be worth millions of dollars one day, hundreds of millions of dollars one day, I could see its better half, you know, that literally forked off it, reaching a price that's worth like 4,000, 6,000, 12,000, 100,000. Like I'm not even kidding. This, to me, Bitcoin Cash is like a mirror back in time, looking at Bitcoin when it was worth $110. You know, it's kind of how I treat it. To be fair, I don't look for the highs or the lows to be in the same area. I don't think that this next top is going to be at 20K. Maybe it gets to 12K. Maybe everyone's like, oh, it's going to be just like Bitcoin, because it basically is Bitcoin. It's going to be just like Bitcoin and go up to 20,000 and then turn around. And then it disappoints everybody as classic crypto behavior, classic stock market chart behavior. I can't talk, man. What I'm really trying to say is this I kind of like this. And drawing fibs like this in this way to kind of like have areas match up, key areas of significance, can also, in my opinion, I've done this before, it can help you find a bottom. And whenever you put that down there, around, you know, this, I didn't just draw it magically. I put that down there with this 1618 incentive down here, right? From low to high, got the 1618 right there. I'm going to put this line even right on it. The 1618 is like right there, okay? It would make sense to me if we bottomed there based off of this fib extension alone, and it would make sense to me that from top to bottom of this greater fib, when it happens, when we draw an anchor, and give or take a few dollars, you know, it might not bottom exactly there, but it's slightly lower than this bottom. I'm going to bump it out to the monthly so it's a little bit more clean, I guess. Slightly lower than this bottom. We could come up above the 0.69, find resistance on the 236, come back and test support on the 0.69, which is this previous bottom here. It just all sounds like perfect, you know. And maybe it doesn't happen perfect. Maybe it doesn't happen like any of that. Maybe we bounce around in areas that don't even make sense and we go backwards. And I don't know, you know. But what I'm trying to say is this level, $470 basically, this area of tops is going to be very significant. It's going to be very significant in Bitcoin Cash's future. I do think we're going lower. How much lower, I don't know. I don't know if we actually go to $61. Maybe we go to this low here at $75. Maybe we don't go too much lower than 80. I do expect this low to be taken out, but maybe we don't go too much lower than that. You know, the 22 or the 1272 here is at $75. You know, I guess I kind of am expecting a low that's at least this low, if not lower. Personally, I am expecting that. It might not happen though. Maybe the low's in, but I don't think if the rest of crypto is going to find new lows dramatically, I don't think Bitcoin Cash being this close to its previous low has a chance of holding that. It could. But then all this fantastic stuff going upward that I'm talking about, it's going to happen way sooner than I expected, and I'm going to miss the boat. So let's not talk about that. I do think it is going to go lower. I really do think it's going to go lower. If we look, you know, we take it from here, even from top to bottom here. You know, we're not getting into areas of strength up here. We can't even get to the 236. We're holding. Looks like we want to break through this 0.069, and this just tells me that this on a greater scale is nothing like if it's not going to be respected. I would think that the bottom here is not going to be respected either. And I'm just going to keep the fib there. But basically, I don't know. I'm expecting in the next cycle for Bitcoin Cash fantastic things. I really am. And on a monthly scale, we might go into oversold zones in the RSI. On a weekly scale, definitely so. It looks like we're pointed down. We couldn't get any strength going here. It looks like we want to go down into the oversold zones. This would bring a pretty big candle, in my opinion, a pretty big candle. Bigger than anything we've seen in a while, right? The last time that we were in oversold zones was here. And we saw, you know, a candle that was 14% to the downside, 14% to the downside, 17% over here, 18%. So maybe we see something like that. And in a week, you know, we're not quite there yet. So this week might not be that week. But whenever, let's just say we're down here at 104 by the time we're in the oversold zone. Let's just say that. An 18% move would put us around this low here, around this low. You know, a 14% move would put us around that low as well. So if we move like that, if we come down like that, I don't expect this low to hold. I think that ultimately we will go lower than that low, and below 100, below 84, maybe below 75, but at least around there is what I'm expecting. And from there, I really wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin Cash had a 100x cycle in its next cycle. Maybe not 100x. Maybe it has like a 80x or 90x, but something pretty crazy. It could have a 200x. It really could. It doesn't have to stop there. It could, if anything is to not be expected, I think it'd be to the upside. But before then, down. And I don't think it's going to drop. I think if all of this crazy thought that I'm having on it is to come true, it starts with BCH versus BTC. This is what it starts with. You want to show strength against Bitcoin. That's how any great coin that has had any great rally does it. They show strength against Bitcoin. You got to do that, you know. If we go to Doge versus BTC, right? Had a great rally. Had a freaking phenomenal rally last time. I guess not on Coinbase isn't the right one to go off of. Doge, BTC, maybe on Bittrex. They have it. Yeah, it's a lot more data. Okay, you know, Bitcoin. Let's compare it to Bitcoin. Actually, let's put the price of Bitcoin on there. BTC USD, new price scale. Yeah. Let's see if I can logarithmicize it. Logarithmic. Okay, there we go. So. I guess this isn't a great example. I don't know. Bitcoin went up as Doge was going down, and then Doge went up. Doge found its top, you know, while Bitcoin was stagnant, though, and that's pretty common. You know, altcoins normally move around then. But what I was trying to show was that, you know, okay, stuff like this, right? Like Bitcoin from high to low, it found its new low. It found its all-time low here, but Doge was really just moving sideways, and it did go up and Doge kind of moved sideways, sure, you know, for a little bit. This might not be the best chart to exemplify, but showing that, like, you know, Bitcoin's going to new lows while you're not going to new lows, that's something to get excited about. Maybe I don't know, maybe we could pull up ETH, right? ETH BTC. I don't know, man. I guess I'm like defeating my own point here. I'm not finding what I'm looking to find. The main point that I'm trying to say is I think at least it's good whenever, I mean, like, look here, right? Ethereum went up. It had a higher low here versus Bitcoin, while Bitcoin was making lower lows. This was very indicative of the good things to come, you know. And as Bitcoin went up, Ethereum went up more. It went up more, you know. And that's, you know, here it went up and Ethereum didn't go up as much. But then, you know, by the time it topped off, Ethereum had a big run. And kind of like Dogecoin, once Bitcoin moved sideways, that's when altcoins moved sideways. So keep that in mind. You know, keep that in mind for the bottom. You know, this wasn't the point I was trying to that I wasn't trying to deliver. I can't talk. I'm sorry. But altcoins are likely going to move after Bitcoin. Ethereum included. BitcoinCash included. Dogecoin, all of them included, you know. And maybe not. Maybe BitcoinCash. Let's compare it to BCH real quick. I'm a little curious. I mean, yeah, this has just been a straight down the whole time. So, but, you know, lower low here. Yeah, I don't know. Once it moves sideways, that's whenever, you know, it had this big run up. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is Bitcoin will likely have a dramatic move up, chill out for a second, and then that, whenever it chills out, whenever it's around its tops, and I guess that might be a good way to indicate when Bitcoin is around its top. When altcoins start booming and Bitcoin hasn't dropped, Bitcoin's just chilling, you probably know you're around the top, because that's how it generally happens. You know, look at this top. I mean, I guess right here. We can't go too far back. I wish we could do the December of 2017 and get that top. But altcoins boomed, man. That was the best altcoin market ever. Was the 2018 bear market. And Bitcoin it did drop dramatically, but it came back up. So like even though it had big volatility, it was going sideways for a little bit. And during that time, that's when altcoins really took off. So keep that in mind. You know, Bitcoin will probably do tremendous things before altcoins do tremendous things. So it might be a good idea to hold Bitcoin, you know, versus most altcoins. But man, I really do expect, at least on this drop versus Bitcoin, I would expect that BitcoinCash is going to go up. And that, going back to what I was trying to say earlier before I got on another tangent there, that's really what I want to see, to kind of confirm that BitcoinCash is worthy of this price increase I'm talking about, of like 100x or a multiple 100x, or at least like an 80x or something like that price increase. If it's truly worthy of that, it needs to hold this. I would really like it to hold this low right here. I really would, because it's perfect, man. It's literally from the low to high here, right off the 1618. If you can get above the 1272, hold it as support and get up here to this 618. If you can break this 618, man, you're golden. I'm convinced that this is the low for it, like the all-time low for a very major macro all-time low for sure. More significant than any low we've seen for BitcoinCash in a while. But it's got a lot of work. It's got a lot of work to do. This 1272 is going to be hell to get above. And once it's above it, it'll be nice for a cushion. You know, it'll be very good support. Maybe we just go straight through it and go back up to the 886 or 786. But that's the main point, is that I would really like to see bullish things on this chart, the BitcoinCash versus BTC. If we're going to believe the narrative, or go with the narrative that BitcoinCash is capable of breaking this all-time high here. Because that, in my opinion, that's the only way. That's the only way it's going to do it. If it's not going to put up a fight against Bitcoin, it's not going to gain too much ground against the U.S. dollar. You know, and it needs to gain some ground. So I do think it's going to do that with this drop. I think it's not going to drop as dramatically. So I think it's going to, you know, that's going to up the BCH versus BTC pair. But we're waiting. You know, we're going to wait till we find the lows, the major lows, before anything significant happens, I guess, in that respect. Anyways. Enough rambling. This video went on longer than I meant for it to. We talked about some things that I think were important. You know, if you liked it, well, leave a like, subscribe, do more. I'll do more. If you want to do more, leave a comment or something too. Yeah, I think I'm done with this one. This was a little bit longer, a little bit formal, a little bit casual, but whatever. I think the BCH crew, anybody who likes Bitcoin Cash, they're more I don't know, socially mannered people. I don't know. They're more relaxed. I don't know. You know, you guys are more relaxed normally. Very strong to defend Bitcoin Cash, but you guys are a bunch of weirdos. So I can be weird. It's okay. You know, that's what I'm trying to say. Anyways, I am bullish overall on Bitcoin Cash. I think in the short term, downside, and that's all I got to say. You know, it's just more of the same, more of the same. I wouldn't expect it to drop too dramatically. And even if it does, you know, even if it does drop more than Bitcoin does, it's just going to be cheaper. It's just going to be cheaper to buy. You know, even if it drops down, I really don't see it dropping. I really personally, I would be surprised if it dropped too much lower than this 1618 here. Maybe it goes to the 1886. Maybe it even goes to the 2272. Maybe. But I'd be shocked if we went that low. Anything lower than that, I don't even consider that as an option. This would still be surprising. You know, anything below the 1618 really would be surprising. But if it does go below, it's probably going to be short-lived and bounce back up. But we'll see. We'll see when we get there. Until then, bearish. Definitely bearish. I think we're ready to break out of this little zone here. Or, along with the rest of the market, we're ready for our final move down, which it might take a month and a half. It might take 6 months. Might take 7. You know, I don't know. But we're there. We're starting it right now. We're definitely starting it right now. So, I'm not telling anybody what to do with their money, but I would probably have a fat stack of cash on the side, ready to go for whenever the new lows come in. That's what I would do, personally. That's what I am doing. So, it's not financial advice. That's just literally talking about myself. So, without any further ado, thank you all. Appreciate you. Have a great day. Adios.